May 19th. We just running through this year at this point. Just sprinting towards the finish. Almost summertime. It's already hot as shit outside. And man, that heat makes you not want to go anywhere. I swear, if you live in Texas, anywhere in the South, it makes you not want to leave the damn house. And then you get to a point where it's like leaving the house is a mission. Like, if I leave, do I really need whatever it is I'm going out there for? You know, most of the time I be going to just HEB, Club HEB as it's better known as, my favorite place in the world, or Pete Terry's, or down the street to the post office. All those things. If I'm not going to work, I'm usually not leaving the house. The gym, not gonna lie, I've fallen off of the gym many times, but like right now I'm definitely in a slump. Shit, I even like messed up my fingers recently at work. This motherfucker swole up. Told my girl, just wait on proposing to me because my ring finger is fucked up. But man, going anywhere right now is like almost out of the question. It better be worth it. It better be damn near worth it. Especially like gas prices. Like one minute, I swear, it's like gambling right now with the gas prices. Like I'll be on like a quarter of a tank and then going to work, going to the gym, going somewhere, and I'm like, I'm not gonna fill up yet because either I'm in a hurry or I just lazy, don't want to stop right now. And I'm just betting like, hey man, gas will probably be the same. It might go down. Fuck around and be like 370, go back up to $4, come back down to 380, go back up to $4. And it's been that way off and on for like the last few weeks that I can recall. Right. And like I said, we're in the middle of May. And this shit's been happening like, I don't know, since April at least. But shit, man, just it makes me not want to go anywhere. Like I said, it's a mission, man. It's like I'm about to accomplish like 20 things if I go out of this house, and hopefully I'm not spending $100 because when I leave the house, it's like bare minimum $100. You gonna get food, you gonna get groceries, you gonna get gas. If you slide by any store and you're like, oh, they having something going on right now, you might stop by there. Oh, I forgot to get this, whatever, $100 bare minimum. And especially like going back to gas, what's crazy is like when you be riding by and you see them signs that is like it's 475 and then it switches like real quick. And if you've ever seen like Easy Pay, I still don't know what Easy Pay is. I always thought it was like the the little tap to pay. And I'm like, if that's tap to pay, I've been tapping and ain't no discount happening whatsoever. So it goes from say what I say 375 to 385 immediately. So man, they just be getting me. They be getting me. I'm almost like, you know what? I don't even need the gas. I don't need it. I'm fine. I'm right down the road. I'll risk it. But man, you don't want to be caught out here in the heat. I'll fucking tell you that. I'll tell you that, man. And then shit, man, there's a lot of shit going on. Like was it just yesterday? I don't even know the whole story, man. I probably need to look this shit up, to be honest with you. But there was like three people um wanted for like um shoot, like they were riding around shooting or doing some shit. Let's see, we gonna hit KXAN. So there was like weekend shootings. There's 3 arrested, 2 of them were juveniles. Um let's see. Aggravated assault with deadly weapon, aggravated assault with a motor vehicle, unlawful use of a motor vehicle, theft of a firearm, evading arrest, all other. God damn. One of these dudes was 17 years old. Oh, this boy looked crazy. One was 15, the other one was 16. What the fuck? Dude, when I was 15, 16, 17, I wouldn't have the audacity to do any of that shit. Oh hell no. Yeah, they were going crazy. They were wanted for a string of shootings, which were a mix of random and targeted shootings. Several vehicles were also stolen during the weekend, along with a gun from a business off West Benway Boulevard. God damn, these motherfuckers. Mm-mm. Yeah, they were doing this shit over the weekend, stealing vehicles, shooting, doing all this shit, and then apparently they got him on Sunday night. Nah, that's wild, yo. That's wild. Nah, see, like I said, when I was this age, man, I was not doing this shit. I was just smoking weed, to be honest with you. This dude looked like he's smoking something else. Oh shit. Nah, that's crazy. Nah, man. I didn't have that type of that animosity, that anger, energy, or whatever tweakingness that's going on with that. Nah, I was just getting high, man, and trying to eat. I was making beats back then on YouTube. Remember you be on YouTube? Remember the good old days of just getting on YouTube and just watching like music videos with your friends? Like who just put out a music video and we gonna run through like hours of just smoking and watching music videos. I don't really watch music videos anymore because they all just seem like the same thing every time. Um, yeah, so I don't even watch that shit. I be watching podcasts and comedy specials and like how-to videos. It's amazing how we got this far as a society without how-to videos on YouTube. Now we live in an age where you want to learn how to change a tire, you go on YouTube. You want to learn how to I don't even know, like properly clean your place, or swap an engine out, or I don't know, whatever. You literally go to YouTube, Google, find it out. Oh, and then you got ChatGPT now. I don't know how anybody feels about ChatGPT, but it's a love hate with that, because there'll be times where I'm like, I'm not using ChatGPT anymore. I'm done with it. I'm done with you. But then I'll be like trying to Google something, and there's too many mixed things. So I'm like, let me just ask the all knowing ChatGPT, because I've used ChatGPT like for like macros, like trying to diet properly, for the gym, for trying to build like this canopy I got out here in the backyard to help me with the sun. Mosquito setup, like all kinds of shit. And it has never steered me wrong, other than there will be times where I'm asking it, like, I was having this problem where I couldn't find the right shoe. I guess I got wide feet and I've been wearing the wrong shoes, and I've just been having so much pain and trouble. So I've been trying to figure out what shoes I need to wear. And instead of like going to every damn store and trying on these shoes, or getting it from Nike and then having to ship it back and refund this and then let me try this one and all this shit, I'm trying to like bypass all that. And I'm like, let me get like a more educated guess on like what I need to go for, what I need to stay away from. And there'll be a lot of times where, you can't ask ChatGPT so many things after it gets to know you, because then it definitely feels like it's starting to just agree with you in one way or another. It could be disagreeing with you and then like agree with you in the same vein. It's like, are you telling me the right bit of information? Or you just telling me what I want to hear? That's why I can't like automatically go to ChatGPT immediately for anything and everything. I gotta like weigh my options real quick before we get to that shit, because this motherfucker will have me you know, questioning everything. Am I doing everything wrong? I gotta throw away all my shoes. I gotta throw away my whole vehicle because everything's wrong with it. So ChatGPT is a trip, man. It's a trip. I try to stay away from it as much as I can. Try to make it the last resort. And even if I still find some on there, I'm like, oh, you got a good point, chat. I don't even know what ChatGPT stands for. So it's like I kind of don't even know who you are completely, but you know all about me. That's a very one-sided relationship. Any one-sided relationship I've ever been in has never been that good. So, avoid at all costs. But yeah, man, ChatGPT is a trip. I definitely don't be asking nothing about like health things because like I'm one of those people. If something's wrong with me, I'll self-diagnose myself, and I'll go on Google. What is it, WebMD? I think it's called Clinic Mayo. There's like a bunch of different ones. And I remember in the past, like when I was like a teenager, I had appendicitis, and that was like one of the few times that I like nailed it. I was like, oh, it's not that, it's not that. Oh, I think I got appendicitis. Went to the fucking emergency room, had appendicitis. And it was funny because I know I pissed the doctor off because I was trying to tell him like, yeah, I looked this up and I swear it's this. And he's like, oh, like like, oh, I know this fool was pissed, but it's almost like you and everyone else here does that. You'll diagnose yourself and like you think you're a doctor type shit. I ended up being right. It's like, you stupid motherfucker, man. Oh no, that shit was great. But that was the only W I had on that one. But I dare not ask ChatGPT about, am I dying? Because that bitch will probably tell me like, it might feel like you're dying, and you might not be right now, but you got till tomorrow morning, and that's the last damn thing I want to hear. So yeah, ChatGPT is hmm. last worst case scenario, last resort. Push it to the very fucking back of the you know cargo space. I'll ask you later type shit. You know what I mean? And then because I've asked it so many weird things like even something as simple like I'm from Austin, but I haven't been everywhere in Austin, Texas to be specific. Like I haven't been everywhere in Austin. So a lot of times I've asked it for like just something as simple as like restaurants, right? Give me a restaurant recommendation. Give me like 5 to 10. This is the type of things that I like. This is the type of atmosphere I want to be in, and he'll give me like a bunch of shit, and then I go look it up, and it's just crazy because like I don't know where we got to be to where it's like every restaurant that you go to, unless it's like, a tried and true place that you've been going and you know what it is, and it's like no frills. It's the good recipes, good people, same shit. You know what I mean? But like everywhere that's new or everywhere that's like being updated, everywhere is like a vibe now. They are providing the vibe. Like I went to this Mexican restaurant next to a Top Golf. I'm not gonna give y'all the the luxury of shouting you out because I can't stand being in there, but my family loves going there. And they go there like for birthdays and shit because they accommodate like big parties. And that's another thing. I hate going with big parties on a birthday dinner because like I usually get my food last and I have to wait and I have to talk to so many people at one time. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. But anyways, going to this place, man, it's just a vibe that they've already curated and set up for you. So like the music is blasting. The person I'm sitting next to, I'm trying to talk to, I have to like scream at them. Um, drinks are coming late, food's coming late. And I don't know if it's because motherfuckers are doing the cha-cha slide in the back or if they over there messing around at the bar, but it's like, man, just like everywhere, it's like too much commotion, too much vibe. And too much vibe ruins the vibe, if you ask me. You know what I mean? Like, there's a place here in Austin called Hop Dotty. Me and my girl love going there. And I remember we went to one, and we got where we ordered. We sat down. They bring it to you. And while we were talking, I was like noticing. I was like, we are fucking yelling at each other, and like the table, like she's right here within arm's reach, and I'm having to like yell at her. And she'll say something, and she's not trying to scream, neither am I. Like, we're not trying to scream at each other. We're trying to be cool and just talk nonchalantly or whatever. And I'm looking right at you, but I can't hear what you're saying because there's a damn Bose speaker right here playing some damn pop music from the 2000s, and I had to ask dude, I had to ask this guy, I was like, hey man, can you please turn this shit down? Like, I'm having to yell at my lady and we're right here. You know what I mean? And like he gave me a look almost to like, I didn't think he was offended or being like, what's your problem? But it kind of looked like almost like you're right. Like, and why hasn't anybody else asked me that before? I guess because most people just deal with it, right? Like if you go somewhere, you just deal with it, and you know just caught in the matrix. Like I guess I'm here. I guess I'll just deal with the vibe that's already here. It's like no, dude, fucking please turn this shit down because I told my lady too. I was like, if I tell somebody to turn it down, they can't turn it down. They won't turn it down. We just gonna have to leave because this is too much. Like I'm not trying to fucking have a Bose speaker blaring in my ear while I'm trying to eat and trying to just chill. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it has to be at a whisper, but like we shouldn't have to fucking be screaming at each other. And that's the craziest shit about it. Cause then I feel like naturally, like everyone else just gives into it. So then I can hear conversations from like tables away. And I don't want to hear their conversations neither. You know what I mean? Like it's given if like people have been drinking and people naturally get loud and you start hearing them loosen up and start talking a little bit louder. But like no one was drinking at this time. It was like middle of the day. There was a lot of families in there and I can just hear just so much commotion. It was, I don't know if anybody else feels like that, but like I can't eat with so much commotion. It needs to be a nice, easy, just like calm, like a sunset. Just nice and calm, man. Just real chill. Shit is too much for me, but it definitely seems like everywhere you go, especially if that's a new spot or they're just doing new shit. Like what is it? It's a soft serve margaritas. That's like one of these new things I've been seeing, and I don't understand what it is. Still, I'm guessing it's like ice cream with alcohol in it, which is just wild to me. But I never had one. But like places that are doing shit like that, that is completely unnecessary. Like, let me just get a regular margarita. Places that are doing shit like that, they are providing a vibe that is just like, you here and like, this is it. Like just suffocating you with a vibe. And I just, it's like, man, what happened to where like you go to just a regular place and you bring the vibe. The people bring the vibe with conversation and talking, and you talking to the waiter, you talking to the bartender, you talking to your lady, or you know, vice versa if you're a lady. Like, you know what I mean? But everywhere you go now, it's just the vibe is already there and it's in your fucking face, and it's just like, it's too much for me, man. It is too much for me. And you know, I definitely always check with my lady, like, am I tripping or is like this fucking too much? This is too much. Cause this shit is ridiculous. Like I can't keep doing this shit. You know, and then like I said, it's already hot outside, so I'm not trying to go eat outside and like be sweating while I'm fucking eating. I told her, I was like, you know, when I'm on my lunch breaks at work, I'll eat in the car. So I got no problem eating in the car. We blast the fucking the AC. The music will be just right where we need it to be. We, you know, we live in Austin, so there's a lot of scenic places, so we can just go move around and fucking we just park, boom, got a scenery. Restaurant ain't got none of that shit. They're just hitting you with that vibe, man. And it don't stop. It does not stop. But shit. Besides that, at least movie theaters are still cool. I know they don't provide no vibe. You know, movie theaters are still a great thing to see. I love going to movies. And the most recent movie I saw, it was on bootleg. Sorry, but not sorry. If it's there, I'm gonna watch it. If it's in good quality, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. Movie theaters are great, but they definitely do be charging. That's why I don't really go to AMC that much. I used to go to Cinemark a lot, but yeah, I can't do those anymore. It's got to be a really, really, really good movie. Like the last movie we saw in theaters, I think was the Super Mario's uh, movie, and that was dope. Just cause like playing the video game, seeing that shit, it was real nostalgic, very dope. And I feel like a lot of times, cause then a movie before that we saw was Hopper. So like I don't know. I feel like a lot of the new movies that are like really good right now are these animated films, the movies that are supposedly like for kids, and they just make them so good. Like like I'm a sucker for animation because I do some animation right creatively, and graphic design and shit. So like I'm already like nerding out about that. But then when the movie's actually good, it's got a great story, great message. The characters are well developed. It's not too rushed. It's almost like, damn, does every movie now have to be like an animated film in order for it to make sense, in order for it to keep you in your seat and want to keep watching it? Because that's why it's hard for me, especially to go see a movie and to like dedicate that time because a lot of these movies I'll just be bailing on, man, especially, you got everything on streaming. So if I turn something on streaming service, whether it's a show or a movie, it might be good for like the first 5, 10 minutes, but then shit just don't make sense. Or like they got to throw some politically correct shit in there, and it just like everything just turns me off. Or like they'll even have like great actors in the shit, great cast, and then they just act terribly. The acting is shit, and I don't get how you can have such an abundance of talent and then like it's got to be the writing. I'm not a movie maker, but I would imagine it's got to be the writing at some point uh, to blame for all this, or the director, or even the editor who's putting all this shit together and they're not editing it right. But it's hard to like in an age now where it's hard to keep your attention because you're just scrolling or going on to the next thing because of streaming. It's like, damn, man, movies, at least for me, is like the last frontier of like hold my attention, get me completely like, you know? Shit. Some of the last few shows that I watched like really had me hooked and like had me and my girl binging this shit. I know I'm damn near late on it, but recently we finished Ozarks. There's a show called Ripley on Netflix that was really well done. It was completely in black and white. I'm not always for black and white. I like Sin City. Those two movies are great. There's some other things I like that were in black and white, but not always going for that. But Ripley was done very well. Uh, we recently had to rewatch Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Um, it's just hard to find a good show, man. Um, my we be turning on the first 48. Gordon Ramsay's always a trip. Gordon Ramsay's a trip, yo. If you ain't ever seen Hotel Hell or Kitchen Nightmares, like this shit is fucking hilarious, dude. He just be screaming at people. Or he'll be calm one minute, he'll turn around and just like, yo, you're a nitwit. You're a fucking nitwit. What are you doing? What are you doing? I love Gordon Ramsay. Dude is funny as shit. And he's smart, yo. He's a genius. Like how many restaurants he has, I'm sure the abundance of wealth he has. Like Gordon Ramsay is a G. But guy is hilarious. He can be aggressive at times, but it's just fucking funny because, now I'm looking at my girl like, well, I mean, they did call him there to like rescue their restaurant or their hotel or whatever. So I mean, they gotta take that ass whooping. They gotta take that ass whooping respectfully. But yeah, I mean, I feel like we have to go back to watch stuff. Not much new stuff is holding my attention. Um, like I did say, the last movie I technically saw it was bootleg, and I watched it earlier today. It was the new Mortal Kombat, and again, like with the effects, like CGI and all that, in a way that's like animation. So that was done really well. The storyline was like, I think it was better than the first one. Um, but yeah, it's still like so many new things just don't hold my attention. And then even going on to building on that is like most of the new stuff isn't new. It's a reboot. It's a recreation. it's so many like reimaginings of shit that already existed years ago. Like I just seen they did a Man on Fire. Like Man on Fire with Denzel Washington, the movie is incredible. Well done. Well done. And now they just made, I don't even know if it's a movie or a television show, but I'd imagine it's a reimagining of it. It's a new version of it, right? And it's like you don't always gotta like recook the shit. Sometimes the first batch was great. You need to let people just be okay with that. Put it back up on your platform or like resurface it like it was a brand new movie. Like put it back on the marquee or some shit. There are some places around here that will play a movie from like 20 years ago. And I think that's a dope thing. Cause not everybody's seen it. Just like music, not everybody has heard everything from, you know, uh, Kanye or fucking Rolling Stones or something. You know what I mean? Like just put it back out there, repackage it and just say, this is what it was years ago. And this is why it's still great or it's still held as like one of the best of the best. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to just recreate the shit. And then like everybody is getting like what is it, a autobiographical film where they tell their life story. Like, bro, I'm so tired of those. Like Michael Jackson's movie just came out. I don't care to see it. I saw that TV show. I think it was a TV show or a movie back in the day with him. Uh, there was something that he did. Was it called Scream? The Scream Tour or some shit like that? Where he was like in a haunted mansion on some Luigi shit. Either way, like I'm just like, bro, let Michael Jackson rest. I I've heard that like it brought about like a new buzz to his music and now his music is like booming again. But it's like it was always great. I don't think you necessarily had to go and make a whole movie um to have that happen. Or maybe you did. I don't know. It's just my opinion. But like, I don't know. Shit just it's like, are we running out of ideas? Is everyone just running out of ideas? Or how I seen it, I think I seen someone talking about it in an interview where it's like you're not you're not gonna get many new original films or or TV shows or anything like that because it's too expensive to try and bet on that's what's gonna hold people's attention. Like that's something that people are gonna go pay for, rewatch, buy the DVD when it comes out. It's too expensive to make that bet. So if they make a new damn Power Rangers or Teletubbies, they can bet like somebody knows about this shit. And especially if they got kids, they're gonna tell their kids, and then they're gonna be reintroduced, and they go watch the old one, and then they'll, we'll make a fucking we'll make a part two, and then they'll go watch that, and da, da, da. So yeah, it's just like a whole lot of rinse and repeat with shit instead of just like giving us some new sauce. Like give us some new shit. You know what I mean? I like to see some new shit. I just think people are just willing to make the safe bet most of the time. They'd rather just bank on the fact that yeah, they can make money just rinsing and repeating something that is already it's already been created. They know people are gonna like it, and they can just redo it. And then, but the thing that I don't like when they redo shit is they make it all politically correct, and everyone's got to have a part and all this shit. And it's like, but it don't even make sense. You know what I mean? Like with this new what's it called, the Odyssey movie coming out, they got Achilles, who was originally played by like Brad Pitt in that movie Troy, is being played by like a female. And to me, it's just like, why do you got to change something that just doesn't make sense to change? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we got to just like recreate the wheel? Like, if it worked the first time, and seeing as how the dude from like ancient history was a dude, just keep him a dude. You know what I mean? There ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't think women are gonna go to the theater and be like, I cannot believe this motherfucker put a dude who's playing a dude instead of playing a woman, and a woman. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing, man? Let's just move on from that shit, because it's got to be something that you could just push past, and you don't have to make a regret about uh playing it safe. You know what I mean? Like Cause to me that would be regretful as fuck. Cause you try to play it safe instead of taking like like a leap of faith and just making the right decision instead of just like, oh, I gotta please this crowd or like what I think people are gonna like and shit like that. Just make it make sense. Make it make sense so you don't regret the shit. You know? And that's something I've been thinking about too, is like, bro, it is impossible to live without regrets. And I know a lot of people have been saying that shit for the longest time. Like, live with no regrets. Live with no regrets. How can you live with no regrets? How? How are you able to make good decisions if you don't know what you've done before in the past that didn't work out? You end up being like, don't want to do that again. Don't want to go down that road. I regret doing that shit. So you make better decisions going forward in the future, because then if you just walking around like no regrets, no regrets, it feels like you got to live almost like a perfect life, or that you are just unwilling to accept that there are just some shit that ain't for you, or just some things that aren't as good as what other people make them seem like. You know what I mean? Like, so that whole talk of like living with no regrets is just ridiculous for me. Same thing with like team no sleep. When they say that, like, I'm not getting no sleep. How? 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 How are you not getting any sleep, bro? How are you not living with no regrets? Make it make sense. Cause the shit don't make any sense by any means. I gotta get my damn sleep. I be cranky than a motherfucker. I can't eat. My brain don't even work. I think I read it one time. I'm gonna have to look it up. Let me look it up. I think you can eventually like die if you don't if like you have a deprivation of sleep to like a crazy amount. I think you can end up dying. I think your brain like gives out or some shit. Let me see. Deprivation. How do you spell deprivation? Can you die from sleep deprivation? There you go. Boom. It's incredibly rare, but you can die from sleep deprivation. Death can occur through the ultra rare genetic disease or indirectly as a byproduct of severe chronic sleep loss. Fatal familial insomnia. That what you want, team no sleep? Is that what you want? Inherited brain disease. It prevents the brain from entering sleep cycles, causing progressive physical and mental deterioration and ultimately resulting in death. Is that what you want? Team no sleep? You want FFI? Huh? No, hell no, man. No. And it's probably a stupid question to ask. I'm not going to do it, but you can probably die from having no regrets and needing to have some regrets and keep doing some stupid shit. Oh man, it's just wild, man. Like, I know they say live life to the fullest, but you kind of also have to be like, yeah, be a little bit aware of like what the fuck you doing. You know what I mean? Team no sleep, team no regrets. Like, fuck all that. Which is like another thing. Like I heard, me and my lady were talking about this, and I don't remember where these group of women were from, but she was just telling me she overheard them talking around her, and they were just saying like, I think there was like three of them. One wanted to get like a boob job, and two of them were either telling her she should, and there was one that was like against it. But either way, one of them ended up saying like, you gotta love yourself first. You gotta love yourself. Just love yourself. And it's like, what makes you think somebody don't love themselves because they want to change something? Like, I think there's too much gray area there for you to be like, oh, that person went and changed something, so they don't love themselves. Like, there's too much gray area for you to say that shit. I think it's very circumstantial. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you could tell, but I got fucking freckles, man. Okay. I've never liked these fucking things. I've accepted them, but at some point, like I was telling my girl this, like if we got like, let's say 3 wishes, like genie style, right? You got 3 fucking wishes. when you were born, and say like when you're a teenager, the genie comes to you and says like, okay, you can change one thing now. I would get rid of these fucking things, right? And then when you become of age, like 18 or 20 or some shit, they'd be like, okay, now you get your next wish. I would have wished for like, I don't know, put me on a fast track to being successful. You know what I mean? Like, don't make me struggle for this shit, man. Get me where I need to be. Figuring it out is cool, but sometimes it's like, fuck figuring it out, man. I want to know the answers right now. Okay. And that don't mean I don't love myself. And that don't mean you don't love yourself. Just means like, come on, man. Like, put me where I need to be. Let me know what I need to know. You know what I mean? And then like later on in life, like say when you're 30 or in your 40s, you've already had kids or you haven't had kids or I don't know, you just struggling in life still. Like I don't fucking know. And they tell you, all right, now you get your last wish, but you better make it good because this is it. It could kind of like determine the rest of your life going into, you know, being on your deathbed when you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever the fuck. And I bet you, my point is what I'm saying is if all of that were true and that were to happen, I bet you, man, I bet you everything that I have that most people would be okay with that. But it has nothing to do with them saying like, I don't love myself or I don't love my life or I don't appreciate what I have or don't have, whatever the fuck. People can still love themselves and want to change shit. You know what I mean? It's just like every time I see people in the gym, like when I go to the gym, people in there working out, sweating, fucking just brutally beating their bodies up. They're doing that shit to change. You know what I mean? They're not doing this shit because they hate themselves. Some people could probably argue and be like, no, I do it. I deserve this. But, you know, we don't talk to those people. Instead, I think most people are doing the shit to change themselves because they do care about themselves and they do love themselves and they do accept you know what is, but they don't accept that that's what it's going to be forever. You know what I mean? Like I think most things are temporary. You know what I mean? Pain can be temporary, like my fucked up finger. It's temporary, man. Get through it. You regretting your lunch choice. It's temporary, man. Dinner's right around the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like I think shit can just keep moving on. Like just because you want to change shit in your life, it doesn't mean that you don't love yourself. It doesn't mean that you don't love where you're at or the people around you. It just means I want to change some shit. I want to change this one little thing. Or I want to change this thing and it's going to make a dramatic difference. Like, so be it. So be it. Come on. But yeah, I just think there's too much gray area for not just that, but like a lot of different things that come up in discussion that people, it's crazy to be like so radicalized on something and be like, no, this is what it is. That has to be it. Like I'm one of those people where I am like a firm believer in the things that I truly believe in. And like I'll stand on it. If somebody is trying to argue with me, like I'll stand on it. But if I'm given, right, some new facts that I didn't know or some supporting evidence that what I believe in isn't what it is. You know what I mean? If I can have my mind changed, I'm willing to have my mind changed. I'm willing to be wrong. And I'm willing to be like, all right, well, fuck that then. I believe this because this makes more, you know what I mean? Just like what I was saying, like make it make sense. If it makes sense, you got the facts, you got the supporting evidence and all that shit. Is that not the truth? You know what I mean? Like the truth is the truth. When they say, even when they say shit like this is another one, like speak your truth. Like your truth is almost like just what you just know, what you believe in. But if somebody can come along and, you know, you talk to them or y'all have a discussion, argue, whatever the fuck, and you can be given this new set of information that is more truth than what you believe in, especially if you have these like limiting beliefs, would it not be better to just be like, well, I can move on from whatever I thought was right. You know what I mean? Especially if it hasn't been serving me and doing me any good, I can move on from that shit and I can believe something new. I can afford to have my mind changed, right? So again, doesn't mean I don't love myself just because I changed my mind. Don't mean, you know what I mean? Like change is good, man. Change fucking hurts, you know, especially if it's a big change, but change is like inevitable. You know, I don't really know too many people to where things haven't changed in their life. Even if it's a small thing, it can still be very significantly small enough to where it's like they're not really completely the same person as like back then. You know, most characteristics about them and traits that they have are definitely the same, but change is inevitable, man. People fucking are changing all the time, you know? You change your mind about shit that you like. You change your mind about places that you want to be in life or where you want to go with a career, a group of friends, whatever the fuck, you know? And that's fine. That's fine. It don't mean you don't love yourself or the people around you. It just means it is what it is. You know? Like that as almost sometimes as vague as it is what it is, that term is, it's like the most honest, you know? Because then once you arrive to the truth, somebody could be like, hey man, it is what it is. Are they wrong? Or is it what it is, you know? But you know, you can't argue with somebody that got their mind made up either. And I'm not trying to do that shit at this point. You know, I'm 32. You might can see the grays. I definitely need a fucking haircut. I'm thinking about growing my hair out, but it might be the wrong time because, like I've been saying, it's hot as shit in Texas right now. But I'm 32, man. The older I get, I'm not trying to change people. I'm not even trying to change their fucking mind. I'm just I'm just trying to enjoy life as much as possible. You know what I mean? Um, I'm getting hurt a lot. I don't know if it's my body breaking down or it's different now because I'm not young and I can't do shit that I don't do used to do, you know, in my early 20s or whatever. But I'm just trying to live a good life, you know? And I think for the most part, everybody can fucking say that, you know? Especially when you see the news and like fucking Trump is like doing shit overseas that fucking could change the world forever. And like, you know, you got these data centers popping up and it's causing droughts in all these other places and fucking gas prices are soaring and grocery prices are soaring and shit just feels like so out of control. It's like, man, the best thing you can do is just focus on just having a good time, you know? Have a good time, enjoy your life as much as you can, because the more you keep focusing on all this external shit, especially the shit that ain't nobody about to change, single-handedly, rather, the more you just kind of spin out of it, and the more you just kind of like, ah, you know? And who the fuck wants to be like that? You know? Not me. Not me, man. You know, the last thing I want to feel is helpless, you know? And I think the more attention that I pay to all this other shit that I can't control, there's nothing I can do about it, the more I feel helpless, you know? And I might just fucking yell out, help, help, help me. But I'm just trying to help myself. Um, in closing, I hope everybody out there is helping yourself. Um, if you are enjoying this, man, I had to take this in a bit of a different turn just because, you know, if you've been watching anything leading up to this, man, I just haven't been my full self and I'm not giving the full scope of me. And I feel like I've been very limited on like what I could talk about and what's on my mind because while this, and that's another thing too, like this is almost like it's a show, it's a podcast, right? And like the more that I kept trying to like focus on it too much, I'm like, I don't want it to be a podcast. I don't want it to be this. I don't want it to be that. And I only want to talk about creative stuff. It's like creatively, I'm not always there, you know? Creatively, I'm not always running at a mile a minute, you know? And, you know, big ups to the people that can do that shit. You know, you wake up and you think about doing your creative thing every day, every minute, and you're doing it. Good for you. But I feel like I have too much things that I'm interested in that I can't just be all about those things all the time. You know what I mean? Like, because then what is the saying of art imitates life, right? So there has to be some life for your art to imitate. Otherwise, like, what are you pulling from? Where's your inspiration coming from? You know, so just as much as I want to create something and be posting stuff and whatever. Like, I can't always be doing that shit. And I can't be trying to keep up with everyone else who's on Instagram or YouTube. I have to live life at my pace. I have to have some experience and I have to have some life for the art that I create to imitate. For me to show anybody anything, I have to have something to give, you know? And I think, especially in this format, my voice, my opinion, I can give some value to like what other people might be thinking, or just how I can go about enjoying life and being a better version of myself. Cause trying to just zero in and be so niche like all these other influencers and shit, like the last thing I want to be turned into is a content creator. You know what I'm saying? I'm a creator first. I don't want to be one of these fucking people that are just like, you know what I mean? Like every aspect of their life, they got to show you every fucking thing, you know. But it takes time and it takes some digging, and that's just what I've been doing. And shit, we just gonna run with it, man. I'm still working on a name for this podcast, this show, because I don't know, man. That's another thing. I'm indecisive when it comes to that too. Like my mind be running and I want to do this. I want to brand something as a certain thing, but then the next minute I might have a different idea. So, we just gonna work on that. All right. And yeah, just for now, we're just gonna coast and we gonna live life the best that we know how. So fuck it, man. You know what I mean? I need to go get this P. Terry's now. Hungry. Shout out P. Terry's.